I'm Julie Morrissy. I'm a poet based in Dublin, but I also work in the visual arts setting. So I bring poetry into gallery spaces and visual arts contexts. And the work that I'm presenting in TULCA is called Disappearing Acts. And it is going to be a storytelling circle about Bunreacht na hÉireann, the Irish Constitution, particularly Article 45 of Bunreacht na hÉireann, which is about the principles of social policy. And we're going to think about the Bunreacht through stories and myths and folklore that have been passed down through generations. I'm a law graduate originally, a long time ago. So I've been reading and studying the Bunreacht for, a couple of decades now. And this kind of all comes together in a project of mine which is ongoing called Certain Individual Women, which looks at Irish law over the first 100 years of the state through poetry and through the stories of myself and my grandmother. So that's kind of the basis of this project and my interest in the Bunreacht. But I've done a number of things around the Bunreacht as well. Earlier this year, I did an event with Professor Maeve Harding at UCD Law School called Bunreacht Aloud, where we did a collective public reading of the Bunreacht from start to finish. In TULCA 2020, I had an installation of my piece titled Positions Gendered Male in Bunreacht na hÉireann, 1937 Constitution of Ireland. And that was installed in a vinyl installation in the Ompus Gallery. And it kind of explores how imbalanced the Bunreacht is in terms of gender delineation and kind of how deeply embedded that gender discrimination is in our legal structures. So Disappearing Acts follows on from this kind of study of the Bunreacht. And in particular, Article 45 is of real interest to me because it is, as I said, it's the principles of social policy. So it's kind of like the best parts of Ireland you could imagine. It's values driven. It represents, I think, ideas of Ireland that are really positive and forward thinking and very collective. But it has no legal weight. So even though it's in the Constitution, it's not cognizable. So you cannot bring the government to court, for example, over Article 45. And I'm very interested in how those values were important enough to make it into the Bunreacht and into the written text, but not important enough that they could be enforceable legally. TULCA represents a real opportunity for me as a poet to work in a visual art space, and I had a really great experience in 2020 working with Sarah Brown and an equally great experience working with Michelle Horrigan this year. It allows me to imagine my practice in different spaces and in different ways that can be different to a poet or like a kind of a literature context. One of the things I wanted to do here was to experiment a little bit with a kind of a live setting of storytelling. I work in a very collaborative way, which TULCA is excellent for. Joining me in the storytelling circle is Adam Hanna, who is a lecturer in Irish literature and the founder of the Irish Network for the Legal Humanities, co-founder with Eugene McNulty, and Sinead Mercier, who's also at UCD Law. And so Sinead and Adam are going to kind of help me ground the circle, but it will be very participatory, very collaborative, and I find that TULCA is a really great atmosphere for that because it's a group festival. It's a lot of involvement from people in Galway, from the city, and so it kind of provides me a good springboard to try something new in my practice and to kind of bounce off all of that collaborative energy. I think that Michelle Horrigan is thinking about kind of collective ideas through the Salvage Agency. She's thinking about kind of the public good and values that bring us together as a society and things that need to be protected in Irish society. And that's really what Article 45 is about at its core. It's about protecting material resources. It's about protecting the public from commercial exploitation. It's about health and well-being. And so I think it fits in really well with what Michelle is kind of thinking through in the broader themes of the exhibition. I'm really excited to do this because I haven't done this particular type of work before. This is my first time kind of conceiving of a storytelling circle. And it's going to be really participatory, I hope. It's really inviting people in to connect with the Bunreacht in a way that is personal, through storytelling. And I want to think about how values circulate in Irish society. So there's no need for anyone to have any familiarity with the Bunreacht or with Irish law or with Article 45. It's a kind of a loose thinking through how the values in 45 might have existed before the Constitution, like in pre-independence Ireland, and then how those values continue to circulate in Irish society and how they've been strengthened or diluted. And so I'm really interested to hear from people how they think in the moment about how these values maybe permeate their lives and how they've been passed down through stories. So it's really important to me that people are kind of sharing in this experience, and that it's a real figuring out for me. Like, the circle is going to be me figuring things out about the Bunreacht. I hope other people may be connecting to the Bunreacht in ways that they haven't thought about before. So it's a true kind of collaboration and an experiment that I'm very excited to do here at TULCA.